Get ready for a delightful game of flowers and wits. This is our review of Bloomchasers. Bloomchasers was sent to us from very special games so that we could do this review video.
If you'd like to find out more information or buy a copy of the game, check out the links in the description below.
So Bloomchasers is a fun 3D dexterity game. You don't really need to be dexterous to play the game. That's not part of the rules. So on your turn, you're going to have 3 cards that you can choose from. And you're going to choose one of those cards, and that'll tell you where you can place your bloom. You're going to draw a branch from the bag, place the branch, and then you can place your bloom, which are one of these little circle things, on one of the branches based on the card that you draw. It can be next to one that you have or away from one that you have, something like that. There's rules and stipulations like that. And then you're gonna place your blooms so that when a bloom card is drawn, you can then place your flowers. And you have to place your flowers on 2 of your blooms, but it has to complete the whole thing. And the flowers are either gonna be little triangles, or they'll be straight lines, or they will be one of these fun things which have to reach down to another level. So that's what I'm talking about, where it's a tile placement, but it's 3D tile placement. You have to really think in that 3D sphere of how am I going to place my bloom so that when a bloom card is drawn, I'll be able to place these flowers on it. Where can I place a branch so that on my other turn I can place a bloom here, I can connect things. So it's really engaging in that way. It's kind of nerve-wracking when you're like, oh, if I do this, the whole thing's gonna topple over and that'll mess up the game. Again, you don't lose if that happens. That's not part of the rules. It's gonna be very frustrating if you are all the way almost at the end and then like you accidentally knock it all over.
Yeah, if you wanted to make it into a game where like you're building and you're like, oh, let's put one here and then put one here. And you keep like pushing the edge of like, where's the center of gravity now? Because that'll really go. Like if you wanted to push that limits, that's kind of a fun Jenga-y way if you wanted to play it like that. But overall, the placing the blooms, the adding the flowers, I didn't like, but I get it. It's fun too. But there's like a little cutthroat, like, got your bloom. And you're like, this is supposed to be a calm game about flowers.
It's not calming at all. Yeah. But it is a fun concept. I do like the creativity that went into actually designing the tree. When I was first learning the game, I was like, how are these branches going to work? Like, how is it? But they're actually grooved in a way that you can only put the tree branches in a certain way, in a certain formation, that actually forms what will become the possible places where you can place your flowers. So you couldn't like put it like some random thing and have it like leaning out and you wouldn't ever be able to put a flower or a bloom on it. The way that it fits into the grooves actually connects and makes the formations that you need. So I thought it was a really clever design and really fun artwork in terms of the look of the 3D tree and everything. I really like that when you're all done with it, as long as you didn't knock it over, you have this tree at the end, so it makes for great photos.
Yeah, the little pieces are kind of like your little like Allen key or like a hex, so like once it locks in, but that would be kind of cool if like, oh, now it's here. Oh, now it swiveled all the way over. Yeah. Like a spinner wheel, like.
Where's the branch gonna go? Hurricane.
But then all the blooms will just go like frisbees off it.
In terms of strategy with the mechanics, it is a little complicated because of the turn order. When you're placing a bloom, if someone else places a bloom right next to you and you can no longer possibly place a bloom there because you have one stranded bloom and you don't have 2 of them anywhere near you. Or if you get to a point where the bloom card is drawn and you go last and someone takes it, that can be a little nerve-wracking. It's a little hard to plan ahead because everyone's sharing the tile placement board, basically. Everyone's going on this tree. So it can be a little upsetting if you're always last just by sheer luck of when the card is drawn or when you're placing, or if someone's really going after you, like, oh, Kenny went there, I'm gonna go next to him. And it's like, would you stop doing that? Like, so it can be a little hard to plan a few steps ahead, and it can be a little aggravating if someone really targets you and or if just really bad luck.
Overall, it's just the accessibility and the creativity. Like, it's not your usual board game, right? It's, you can, like, oh, okay, cool, I get it. Branch, that, okay, wait to score, oh, cool, score. And it doesn't even take that long, right? It's 30 to 45 minutes. So, you could play it again if someone knocks it over, or you just love flowers and you want to play it again.
I really like the dynamic scoring of the game because the game, when you're first setting up the cards that you're going to be choosing from, you have rain, sun, wind, and then you're always going to have the bloom cards in there. When you're setting it up, it's going to be randomized. You're not going to have the same amount each time, so you're going to discard a couple of the cards. And then at the end of the game, depending on however many of those cards are in there. So let's say at the end of the game, there ended up being 3 rain cards. Those will score a certain amount. So if you have the cards that match up with the straight line for the rain flowers, those will score a certain amount based on how many cards are in the deck. So you're going to score it differently each time. So you're never really sure what you're going to be scoring for. You're like, oh, after you go through the whole deck one time, then you're, okay, there were 3 rain cards. So the rain flower is going to be worth this many points. I have to keep that in mind. So it's something that you can think about as you're playing. You do have to think about, oh, how many of those cards are in there if I play this rain flower here? Sometimes you don't get a choice. You're like, well, this is the only flower I can fit. I have to get those points. But other times you're like, oh, if I can really strategize to get the cards, I know that that's going to score big. So I like that this scoring changes each game. What did you not like about the game?
So while I liked how like quickly it plays too, I do feel that like when you're looking at it aesthetically, there's a lot of just leftover like empty spaces that I feel could have used like blooms. Like, you know, if we could have added more to make it more colorful or whatnot, it looks like there's empty spots, which, I mean, I get it. Like a tree doesn't all have like tons of flowers over it, right? Except maybe like a cherry blossom, don't they just bloom and then barren? Maybe that one.
I don't know, trees leaf. So I stated earlier, the thing I don't really like about this is just kind of how finicky it is and how hard it is to put things together and not cause a chaos. So if I show here, it's like, oh no. Again, it has nothing to do with the mechanics. I like the interesting creativity that went into making it, and I like the thought process of how you have to think 3-dimensionally of how you're placing your tiles or your blooms. It's just the actual act of putting it together is what I don't really like about it.
Overall, I'd play it again. I really love how Very Special Games just keeps like trying all these different like push outside of the box, pushing the boundaries of like board games or, you know, types of games that you aren't your norm, right? So this one, you're building a tree and it has like game mechanics in it and doing all that. And it, you know, it's great to look at, and even just the whole, you know, I love the little plants, flowers games, because I always associate them with, you know, just calmness, tranquil. And, you know, this plays fun, plays fast. And so, you know, you can start it off with your game night. Like, all right, everyone, let's build the tree, and then, you know, put it to the side right there, and then start our cutthroat game night.
Overall, I would play it again, but there's going to be a caveat to it, which is that I would also give it away because I'm never going to recommend playing it. If someone wants to play it, I have no problem playing it. It's fun. I enjoy it. However, because I know how frustrating it is placing the branches in, putting the blooms on, putting the things up, like, it's just a very frustrating thing. It has nothing to do with the mechanics of the game. It's not the mechanics. It's just the actual, like, putting it together. I love the thought process. I love the creativity. It frustrates me trying to build it. So I wouldn't suggest playing it at a game night, so I wouldn't want to keep it. However, if someone owned it, was like, oh, I love this game, let's play it. I have no problem playing it. It's a fun game. It's just so frustrating that I wouldn't want to suggest playing it. That was our review of Bloomchasers.
What'd you think? Is this a budding game for your game night? Let us know in the comments below.
Once again, we'd like to thank Very Special Games for sending us a copy so that we could do this review video. If you'd like to buy a copy or find out more information, check out the links in our description below. And as always, if you're enjoying our content, please like this video, subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
I'm Kenny. Go party like a board gamer.